So don't be lazy-tongued or lazy-jawed. Move it, right? And give each letter. And see, this little simple, I don't know what you call this. This simple, what is this? Drill is the word. This simple drill, when done properly by teacher and student, it allows the student to become mutqin jiddan in his pronunciation of his letters when he goes to recite the Quran and he knows what those letters are now. Because at the same time, take into consideration that the student doesn't necessarily know what the letter looks like. This is his first time seeing it. So he's learning what we call sight letters when we're teaching reading. Even in English, when you teach reading, there are sight letters. Sight letters could be like this word, this word, this word. You know, these are sight letters. The child doesn't necessarily know what these letters are, but they know this is B when they see that. So likewise, you may not be able to distinguish this is a fatah, ha, and a ha, but you know from seeing it, that's fatha. You understand? At this stage, you know, because we want so much from ourselves instead of just learning the way the body and the mind learns. The Prophet ﷺ said that the mind or the learning tarahi, it breathes. It takes in and it takes out. So you have to take your time with things. This is a sight letter. These things. So this is fatha. This is kasrah. This is dhamma right now. Don't worry about how to write it. Just draw it if you have to for the time being. And then the student is learning these letters for the first time. And as he's learning it, he's learning this khat, this line above is ta. It's the a sound. Sometimes it's with fath and sometimes it's with itbaq. Man, I was trying to remember itbaq a while ago. This time it's with itbaq, which means closed mouth. So we say ta, fatha, ta. Ta, fatha, ta. That was incorrect. Ta, fatha, ta. Ta, fatha, ta. Ta, kasra, ti. Loud and powerful. Ta, kasra, ti. Ta, kasra, ti. Ta, dhamma, tu. Ta, dhamma, tu. Ta, dhamma, tu. Ta, dhamma, tu. And here again, when you get accustomed to saying ta, dhamma, you may be pronouncing dhamma incorrect. Dhamma is on the side of your mouth, okay? Il, and it's on the side. Some people do it right and left, il, but some people only do one side. Don't worry about being so flamboyant. Practice it on one side. You'll learn it when we get to it. We'll learn it when you get to it. Right now, you imitate. You make taqleed. I know a lot of American people, I don't want to do that taqleed. You're going to make taqleed until you become a scholar. And you can't become a scholar without making taqleed. Period. Okay? So even in dirasa, simple stuff like this. Okay? Because we follow. We don't make it up our own selves. All right? So, ta. Now we're going to ya. That's where we are today. Where are we at? Ya. Alhamdulillah. And like I said, we just went through that. It just took us a little bit of time. And we're going to do yeah right now. And we're not really caught up because we need to make time to do this with everybody sitting down, actually doing it, so that the teacher can say, okay, we're past that. And again, when the concept of institutionalized education becomes well known amongst the Muslims here in the United States, you will realize the benefit of each one teach one. Because now when the next person comes in the classroom, instead of the teacher having to go through that again, you know, then these students who learned it can now sit right over there and do that with the students who don't know it, and this teacher stand over there. He's listening subconsciously. And if he hears something wrong, he'll correct it. You know? So then both learn. The student teacher learns, and everybody's a student teacher. Everybody's learning to go on. And like we said before, education, teaching is the only thing that you can give away. And as you give it away, you're gaining more. The only thing that you can do, well, I can't say the only thing because it's sadaqah. Sadaqah is the similar thing, same thing. You give more, you get more. Same thing. So now we're on yeah. Everybody say yeah. 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 Some people call it an ass, some people call it a snake. You know, whatever you feel like calling it, that's what it is. So yeah, it has 2 dots under it. Most of the time. Now, yeah, here we have a poem for it. Let me write it on the board for you guys. It goes like this. The open space inside my mouth, it's elongated, is the place the yas pronounced with incomplete idgham, the tool for ya, the 10th numeric rule. Then jahrun. Which one is this? This is, when I say jahrun, and which ha is it? Is it ha or is it ha? It's ha. Because I didn't say with jahrun, I said with jahrun, right? With jahrun, start noticing those types of things. Rikhwun, istifal, the ya must come right after fat. Fat. For us to ante up the lean, fathun and somtun must be seen. Okay, let's go over this. Now, again, in the proper way of learning, you would have to memorize the poem before you go further in learning ya. Why? Because you need it in order to understand what you're doing right and wrong in the pronunciation of this letter. Okay? These are the rules. Simple steps. Simple steps. It says, the open space inside my mouth is the place that ya is pronounced with incomplete idgham, the tool for ya, the 10th numeric rule. Then jahrun rikhwun istifal, the ya must come right after fat. For us to ante up the lean, fathun and samtun must be seen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Kif halkum? Labas. So he says, the open space inside my mouth. Everybody open up mouth and say, the open space inside my mouth is the place that ya is pronounced. The ya is pronounced. Where's the ya? Where's the makhraj for ya?
The open space.
Right. So is this makhraj haqiqiyya or ghayru haqiqi? It's ghayru haqiqiyya. See, we said there's two types of makhraj. A makhraj you can put your finger on, right? And a makhraj that you cannot put your finger on. It's ambiguous. And there are three of those. It's a, wa, and now we're on ya. Okay? Because you can't put your fingers, and it's in your mouth someplace. It's in that open space. Okay? With incomplete idgham, the two. Now we said there are a few things we're trying to learn here, right? We say with Bismillah and Alhamdulillah, then blessings on the Prophet. I'll have my way with you today concerning orthographics. Descriptions of the descriptions and their numerals. So the description of the word is the sifat, their numerals, points of articulation. Okay? As each one, that means the tajweed rule comes. So here we have the open space inside my mouth. That's the point of articulation. How we pronounce this word, this letter, is by the open space inside my mouth. Is the place that ya is pronounced with incomplete idgham. That's the tajweed rule. The tajweed rule for ya is called incomplete idgham. Now, are we going to learn about that? No, not here. We're going to note it right here. Okay? We're going to note it. Isaiah Bashar. Ya Ustad. So the incomplete idgham is we note it right now as for ya. That's what we're going to note. Once we move on, we qad lahadna, we paid attention that incomplete idgham is tied for ya. Because he said with incomplete idgham, the tool that's used with ya. For yeah, the 10th numeric rule. We remember that. With incomplete idgham, the 2 for yeah, the 10th numeric rule. What's the numeric value for yeah? 10. It's 10.